Hi there, I am Ismail from Pearl Lemon, and today we are going to be talking about how ranking number one doesn't mean you get the click. Here's something that would change how you think about SEO. Position one gets the most clicks on average. Everyone knows that, but not always. There are predictable, well documented situations where people scroll straight past the first result and click something further down the page. And most SEOs are so obsessed with rankings that they never stop to ask why. Today, we are getting into the psychology behind the click because getting to position one and actually getting clicked on are two different problems. The first result doesn't always feel like the right result. When someone searches, they make a snap judgment about every result they see. Before they click anything, they scan the title, they read the description, they clock the domain name. And in about 2 seconds, they decide whether the result looks like what they are actually looking for. Position one loses that battle more often than people realize because if the top results look corporate, generic, or like it's trying too hard to rank, people can skip it. They're looking for a result that feels like it was written by someone who actually understands their problem. And sometimes that result is sitting in position 3 or 4. The second point here is brand recognition. Here's a pattern that shows up constantly in click data. A well-known brand sitting in position 4 will often outclick an unknown website in position 1. Why? Because trust is faster than logic. The user doesn't consciously think about it. They just see a name they recognize and their hand moves towards it. This is a massive problem for smaller sites trying to fight their way to position 1 through genuinely great content only to lose clicks to a bigger brand sitting below them. It also explains why brand building and SEO are not separate strategies. They feed into each other. Now, point 3. The title and description do more work than the ranking. Two results, same page. One ranks in position 1 and the other at position 3. The position 3 result has a title that speaks directly to exactly what the customer wants. It wins. This happens more than the SEO industry admits because most SEO titles are written to rank, stuffed with keywords, technically correct, completely uninspiring. The results that gets clicked is the one that made the searcher feel understood in a single line. Think about how you choose a result yourself. You're not clicking position 1 automatically. You are clicking the results that looks most likely to give you what you came for. Your title and description are a 2-line advertisement. Most businesses treat them like a receipt. Next point, search intent mismatch is a hidden killer. This is probably the biggest reason position 1 loses clicks to lower results. The top result technically matches the keyword, but it doesn't match what the person actually wanted when they type. Someone searches for a practical how-to answer. Position 1 gives them a theoretical overview written for beginners. They scan it in the results, sense the mismatch, and click position 3, which promises exactly the specific answer they need. Google is getting better at detecting this, but there's still a gap between what ranks and what satisfies. And the businesses that understand search intent at a deeper level, not just the keyword, but the real question behind it, consistently outperform their rankings in actual click share. Now, what do we do with this information? Here's the practical takeaway. Your ranking is real estate. Your title and description are what you put in the window. First things first, you need to rewrite your titles as if they were headlines for an article. And they need to be headlines for an article that someone actually wants to read, not keyword containers. Genuine hooks that speak to the person behind the search. Second, use meta description to answer implicit questions, not to describe your page, to make the searcher feel like you already know what they're looking for. Third, Your brand presence outside of SEO is very important. The more people recognize your names in the results, the more clicks you get regardless of position. And fourth, go into Google Search Console right now and look at your click-through rates by page. Find pages ranking in positions 1 to 5 with low click-through rates. Those pages aren't losing a rankings battle, they're losing a psychology battle. And that's a much easier problem to fix. The ranking gets you on the shelf. The title gets you picked up. Most SEO depends and spends all of its time on the shelf and almost none on the label. Thank you so much for watching. And if you found this video to be useful, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Goodbye.